Howard Atkinson, Horizons ETFs, is launching its KOSPI 200 ETF, tracks Korean stocks. Why is now a good time for this product?
Korea is kind of a gateway to emerging markets. It's an emerged market, we would call it. So it's got some of the characteristics of a developed market, current account surplus, good economic growth, stable earnings, valuations are below the 10-year average, but it exports 60% to emerging markets, primarily China. So it's kind of a safer way to play emerging markets right now.
And how is the ETF structured? Because there's other Korea ETFs out there. A lot of worries when people say, well, a lot of this is in Samsung right now. It's dominated by Samsung as well as Hyundai. Tell me about your particular ETF.
Yeah, well, the KOSPI 200 is the blue chip index of Korea, and it is used throughout Asia to get representation into the Korean economy. So it's more diversified than other Korean benchmarks that are there. In fact, it represents 93% of the market cap. The largest weighting is in info technology or information technology at 30%. There's 18 names, so it's more than just Samsung, which itself is diversified across a number of industries, including financial.
Now, this isn't your first ETF. Horizons, you're very big in Canada. You have a few ETFs here in the US. So this isn't your first rodeo with ETFs, right?
No, we're 10 years experience in the ETF market. We have 140 ETFs, about $9 billion in 6 markets globally.
And what are your plans after this country ETF? You're going to come out with more countries?
We have some other countries in the queue. We filed for Canada, which you know a little bit about, given our Canadian business, which represent about half of our ETF business, and a China high dividend. We think it's time that investors had a chance to play not only emerging markets, but get some income as well. And we have one more covered call ETF that's been filed on the energy sector to complement the S&P 500 and the financial sector.
And the other interesting thing about Horizons is that you're a subsidiary, you're owned by Murray, which is very big in the emerging markets, right?
Very big in emerging markets, and a Korean company, and thus why we're into the Korean equity market with the KOSPI 200.
Well, good luck with the ETF. The ticker is HKOR. Thanks for coming, Howard.
Thanks, Greg. My pleasure.
And thank you for watching The Street.